All right, team, a couple of things. Last week I was here and I talked about one new keyword. Does anyone remember what the word was?
Mastery.
It was mastery. And I said in the game of business, you measure mastery through another word that starts with an O. What is it?
Optimization.
Optimization. What is optimization?
Doing it better.
It's measuring critical drivers and challenging yourself to
Do more. Do better.
improve them. And I gave you an example. I said if you were brand new just starting out, the first game to master is how many sales and how many sets a week.
One sale a day.
Which is how many a week? 5 a week, and how many sets?
3.
Okay, so check it out. You guys had a great week last week, and what I want to do is, on top of the spiff that Marianne's going to announce, I personally, Kris Krohn, have a very specific spiff for every one of you, and part of the spiff is a mystery spiff, because I can't reveal entirely what it is until you've earned it. And you'll see why, and you're going to have some trust. By the way, do you guys trust me?
Yes.
If I tell you it's going to be good, is it going to be good?
Yes.
Am I probably going to over-deliver? Is it going to be more amazing than good?
Oh, yes.
Okay, good. So I'm going to tell you what it is. But first, I need to be really clear by giving you a different definition. What does it mean to do your best? This is something that you've heard your entire life. Just do your best. What does it actually mean to do your best?
Leave it all in the field.
Leave it all on the field. We have these platitudes. We don't know exactly what they mean, but we're like, that feels right. What else?
More than you had before.
More than you had before could be a definition. What else?
Work hard.
Work hard.
Reaching new heights.
Reaching new heights. So far, no one's getting it, which is the point. Because we have jacked up definitions of do your best, and if you don't hit that definition, then how do we reflect on ourselves? Good or bad?
Bad.
And by the way, if you reflect poorly on your performance, how many of you know that we can turn that into an identity and say there's a problem with me as a human being?
Yep.
This is what weak, untrained, emotionally untrained humans do, is we can't separate a circumstance from identity. And today the world is filled with tons of identity confusion. Raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
So what I want to do is I want to give you a definition of what it means to do your best that you can win by. Your best, in essence, is your potential. What is potential? What a person is capable of doing. By the way, if you demand of yourself to do more than you're capable of, what will you experience?
Higher potential.
You'll experience failure. Because by the way, if you expect yourself to do more than you're capable of, and you literally think you can do something beyond your capabilities, then what you're going to do is you're going to fail. You're going to take failure on as an identity, and then you're going to tell yourself that you're unable to do certain things. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Also, there's the flip side of that. Doing my best is not my potential, what I'm capable of. It's a lot less than that. I just have to show up and check the box that I put some effort in. There are some people, they're not results driven, they are effort driven. And this is not a community for effort. By the way, effort driven people will rarely ever receive a great reward in life. Saying I showed up and I put my time in, I don't care. And I'm telling you right now, I don't care how many hours you work. I don't care if you're smart and work half as many hours as the next person. I don't care about your effort. I care about your what?
Results.
I care about your results, because by the way, here you get paid according to your what?
Results.
Do you get paid if you work hard? No, you can actually build a story around how hard I worked, and if I didn't get the result, I'm entitled to rewards. Really? 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 That is the confusing message that we live in the world today. So doing your best means operating at your potential. Optimization is designed to help reveal what your potential is. Does everyone see the connection? Whatever you hit last week, I'm going to do a special spiff this week. The spiff, however, is going to last longer than a week, but you've got to stay in the running for it. Here's what I can tell you. Whatever you did last week in sales and sets, if you beat it this week, what would that first of all mean?
You raised your potential.
If you're able to beat last week in number of sales or sets, what would it mean?
You're optimizing.
It means that you're optimizing. By the way, the word of the day is optimize, and I'm going to be hanging out with you for a month because my entire world is built on consistently doing the same activities, just a little better every day. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Optimizing is how you build wealth. Optimizing is how you build a killer body. Optimizing is how you build a strong relationship. Optimizing is the key. Most people don't optimize. They say, well, we'll try, it's pass or fail. By the way, a relationship that is played by pass or fail is going to be a relatively sucky relationship.
Yes.
How many of you know this?
Yep.
Because whatever isn't growing is, and if you want to grow, you have to optimize, because here's what happens when you meet your potential. When you meet your potential and you do what you're capable of, what happens to your potential? It expands. This is how you grow. When you grow, you win. If you're expanding financially, someday you'll be wealthy as long as you can track it every single day. If you're optimizing in your health, someday you literally can own the healthiest version that your body is capable of. And if you're doing the same thing in your relationships and you're optimizing them, you can literally have the sweetest relationship on the planet instead of playing the pass or fail game of, are we going to get divorced or not? Or are we doing okay or not? No. By the way, who wants to be in love with someone where you guys are doing okay? Nobody wants that. How many of you want to be in love and have it be like the best ever? How many of you want that? Okay, which means we're all enrolled in the game of growth. The game of what?
Growth.
And we track growth through optimization. We track it through what?
Optimization.
So here's the spiff for this week. You all had numbers last week. Whatever your numbers were last week, you have to beat it either by one more set or one more sale. But here's the minimum. I need you to qualify at least 5 sales, and I need you to have at least 2 sets. So that's the minimum. So last week, if you were below that, that's what you have to hit to qualify. If you were above that, if Max was like, I hit 7 sales, then for Max to qualify, he has to hit how many sales?
8.
He has to hit 8. So we're going to play an optimization game. What is it?
Optimization.
And by the way, if you're on the setter team or whatever, talk to Marianne, and Marianne's going to work a way for you to play. If you're on the franchise team, talk to Marianne. She's going to find a way for you to play, because there's a trackable metric that you guys can all have. Deal?
Yeah.
So here's what it needs to look like. Come next Monday, any of you will just talk about the normal sales team that are also just in the game of selling and setting. As long as you hit at least 5 sales and 2 sets, or if you did more than that last week, you got to beat that by 1 on one of those 2 accounts. If you do that, I have a measly but meaningful $100 cash that I'll give you. Not everyone's going to win it, for those that are virtual and those that are in person, but I'm going to be handing out cash next Monday, and the pool is going to shrink. And then I have a different challenge for those people. We're going to do this for a little bit, and then it's going to reveal a 6 sweet spiff, because I want to give you an opportunity to learn what happens when you play the game of optimizing for a few weeks. Who's with me on this? Do you guys understand what we're doing?
Yes.
So you know your minimums. You got to beat last week's numbers, and if you do that, I'm going to give you $100, which is nothing compared to the running that you're going to be in for a game that we're going to play, because I've got something super sweet lined up for those of you that can optimize. So, who's game?
Yeah.
Okay, by the way, I would put it all on the line and do the best that you can, because remember, your best is meeting your potential. And by the way, how many of you know that your potential has the ability to beat last week? Raise your hand if you know it. Awesome. Meet your potential, optimize, beat that. Make sure you hit the minimum. If you're in a different department, get with Marianne. She'll share with you what minimum criteria needs to be. I got $100 cash for each of you that hit that next week. And then the game is going to intensify, take a little twist, and we're going to create a huge, crazy, ridiculous opportunity. You guys game?
Yeah.
With that, I'm going to turn it back over to Marianne and team. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Optimize.